you say that depression is something whereby you need treatment.
Yeah.
There's a science to it, right? Fair enough. But is that the only answer? One of the things, and this is just, please correct me if I'm wrong. One of the things I notice now is people live very sedentary lives.
Yes, true.
Very sedentary lives with the gadgets, social media and all this. People have become very afraid of taking chances, taking risks, stepping out of their comfort zone. In fact, a study has shown that people nowadays prefer communicating on WhatsApp as opposed to making a phone call.
You are right.
You know, and that blows my mind, because when it's so easy to connect to someone, you don't want to connect. You know, in fact, like at work, sometimes I'm so annoyed that I have to make a appointment with you to call you when I can just, hey, what's up? You know, this was back then. Yeah. And then also to build on that topic of what you're talking about, there's this book called Click. I don't know whether you've read it. Very nice book on psychology as well. And in this book, they make a comparison of how there were almost zero suicides during times of war, because and they were using Japan as a case study, as opposed to now when suicides are so prevalent. They even have a suicide forest in Japan.
Yes,
right.
Yeah,
and they say that the reason this is because back in times of calamity, in times of war, human beings bond together.
Yeah.
And it's that bonding that actually makes us healthier.
Right, true.
Whereas now, in developed countries, you have phone, you have such a lifestyle, you don't really get a chance to, connecting with people is not there.
True.
Right?
True.
So could that also be a reason why suicide and depression, let's talk about suicide first, but depression has become such a problem, is because people just don't connect anymore?
It's very, very true, because in many ways, because you see, we are living artificial lives.
Yes.
With AI, now they say AI by 2028, AI will be a bigger strike. We're going to have job losses coming in the future. Now, because of the pandemic, people have become more isolated. The introvert have become more introverted. The extroverted are really affected because they really, they want to meet people. There are many reasons before you can fall to depression. One is that people consume a lot. They consume and they regurgitate a lot. They consume, they watch TV, and also the diet. Exercise help. Exercise. You need to do exercise because vitamin D is the biggest serotonin producer in your body. Exercise changes your mood. You are able to fight that. Social relationship builds like dopamine. Dopamine. Oxytocin is built. Just an example, I give a talk like that. My endorphins goes up, my oxytocin, because we are just
human bonding drug.
Yeah, human. If you look at Africa those days, if you see in Africa, the mothers will carry the baby to the field. In Africa, the baby will be behind, macam back, belakang. Later, when they check the babies, they notice that the babies have bigger size, bigger head. Because why? With the mother.
So constantly in touch.
They touch, bigger, healthier. Yeah, here, today people are not even talking to people because we are social, we are mammalians. Mammals are social creatures. They need to work together.
Correct.
We have known that if you look at animals, they have a partner. So the issue is that's one of the reasons this internet had created an epidemic of isolation. In Japan, you're right, they have the hikokomori. It's a place that when you feel useless, you go somewhere and die. It is very shocking in Japan. They're doing that. But you're very hard to find in a Western society. You just die off, hikokomori. So Japan, being supposed to be a very organized country where you fight till the end. Many reasons, and social, because you see, in depression, sometimes the depressed person have no one to talk to. I was lucky. Sometimes I cannot talk to my wife. My wife already suffering. How to talk? This guy will pick up the phone call at 2, 3 a.m. He had his challenges. But he pick up the phone call and listen to me, man. Gobinathan virtually saved my life, my friend. Until today, he said, just listen, once a week, he'll meet me, 2 weeks one time. Just go to Starbucks, just listen, hold my hand. He had a choice to walk away.
Yeah.
He tell me to tell my story, Salim. Tell my story, and I told my story. And relationship. And many times during my struggling, I want to connect to people. People refuse to connect. I always tell people, dalam Islam kita kata musibah. Silaturahim ni, we know, paling baik adalah ketika orang ditimpa musibah.
What does musibah mean?
Musibah means misfortune or calamity.
Okay.
In the Quran, a chapter, Surah Az-Zariyat, he say, help the beggar and the people who have fallen into misfortune. Beggar, he asks money direct to you. Beggar, he's asking. Someone misfortune could be a person like me, a professional. Someone, a kind person, someone who had money, but he fallen. Help. What Jesus said, love thy neighbor. During the pandemic, ada dua golongan. You know, we raised the white flag. Dalam buku I cerita pasal bendera putih. Do you notice during pandemic ada white flag?
Yes, the white flag.
White flag. You see, white flag. White flag. I raised the flag 2020 and 2021. White flag marks first time in history Malaysia, kita raise white flag. Sebab a father cannot put the food on the table. Not easy, father. I got no more food. They are B40s. Many people, M40s have fallen into B40. Like me, I'm a B40 now. From M40, B40. So the question is, a society today, we must bond together. I take care of 40 neighbors. Nobody will be poor. There will be two group of people. Satu group duduk kat rumah, income ada. Satu group macam saya, macam barber, macam consultant semua, wedding planner, mereka duduk rumah, income tak ada. Sebab not everything you can do online. I have to agree with you. I will agree with you. One of the reasons you can fall into depression because the relationship is not there. We are making relationship with artificial alien. AI is considered an alien. We are building relations. They don't have the touch, the connection.
Yeah, no more.
People go to shops. They don't even open. They don't even talk. Family sitting with all have a phone. They are playing games.
Yep.